Hi, this is Sarah, and this is journal entry number 5, Studio C and social error alerts. I'm having so many problems with my videos. So take 52. I'm going to start the video by talking about psychologist Leon Festinger. He described cognitive dissonance as the mental discomfort we feel when we have two or more conflicting thoughts, beliefs, or behaviors. His theory suggests that when our actions, attitudes, or beliefs conflict with our positive self image, we experience discomfort. An example of this would be when the contestant obviously knew the answer was not George Washington, but everyone telling him it was causing him visible discomfort. For instance, he said, "I don't even know what I think I thought I know," or something like that, which is pretty funny. And so further research shows that dissonance not only causes psychological stress, but can also increase physical arousal that activates brain areas important for emotions and thinking. So, in this arousal, was clouding his brain. These emotions were causing him to not make sound decisions. So the contestant ended up conforming. Solomon Ash did an experiment on conformity in the 1950s. Conformity involves altering one's behavior to align with the group despite personal disagreement. And this is now known as the Ash effect. And that's when the influence of the majority gets to a person. It influences the person's judgment, behaviors, and thinking. An example is when the contestant did the lifeline ask the audience, and they all agreed it was George Washington, and he ended up conforming to group decision. And conformity is also more likely when it's made publicly. This is on TV or the skit, it's supposed to be live TV. And the greater number of people in the majority, the more likely the person is to conform as well. And so you've got the whole audience, saying it's George Washington. That couldn't be any more public or large group than that. Hopefully this last video saves. So in referring to the skit, comparing it with the article, sorry, and Klukarev, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. People often conform to others' behaviors for three main reasons: to understand what is correct and act accordingly. And he's asking the audience. So obviously he wants to know what is correct. And he wants to seek social approval and maintain a positive self-image. He wants to look smart. And going against a huge group like that would be very stressful. And research shows that social approval and feeling accepted is especially rewarding. And he was to win a huge money reward, so he was feeling really torn between what he thought he knew was the right answer and what others expected of him. In the other article by Wang Du, he says that fear of punishment motivates individuals to conform. And to prevent social punishment, people might be motivated to conform to more majority position. His wife, Mock Regis, ask the contestant if he was not agreeing with the group, because one of the group members was his wife. And out of fear of punishment, he was nervous against this, or deciding against it, because he was scared that she might punish him later. And so that's what causes people to conform to groups. And it happens often. You've got almost 76% of the time people will eventually conform. It took 3 lifelines and Regis trying to convince him, or asking him if he is sure. And then it took all of that for him to finally say, okay, George Washington. Thank you for listening. Bye.